Well, how's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to the battlefield. Are you guys ready for some more bloodshed, for some more death and destruction? Well, I am, and you better be. Otherwise, get ready, because it's coming no matter if you want it to or not. Now, today we have the historical map of Marengo. Marengo is obviously one of the historical maps. Man, I'm just repeating myself and saying the same thing in a different way. I'm obviously a little sleep deprived still. Apologize for that. But the coalition starts in this small little area, and they have to do actually quite an extensive push if they want to win. Because the French, while they have an army that starts up here, they actually marched backwards towards the main town, leaving one poor sapper to hold off the entirety of the coalition army. These poor souls have the crazy job. Of course, they have some spikes as well. Maybe catch a general or artillery. Who knows? But these poor guys are going to have to hold off the entirety of the Russian, UK, Austrian armies. Like I said, though, let's go and look at what the French are bringing. So we have a 9-point France-Rhine. We have a 10-point France-Österreich. You have a 9-point France-Flanders. And way in the back is an 8-point France-Egypt. Going up against them is a 9-point Russia-Austria. I believe it is 2 of those. Plus another 9-point Russia and a 9-point UK Netherlands, and then it's either 7 or 9-point Spain. Probably the 9-point. So, a lot of high points. This game definitely is a high pointer game, which I love high point games. The factions you can bring, it's crazy. It is crazy for sure. Now you can see Austria already pushing up. They actually have some Russians over near the house, but their Austrian infantry are actually the ones advancing straight onwards. They are not going to be the ones to get into melee. They're going to leave it to the Russian brawlers. These guys are going to definitely have better melee stats of attack. And I can imagine they're probably going to send them in against those sappers. First thing, expect we'll see that any second now. Or not. Ah, here we go. Yep. Now, the thing about this house is it is a rough house to take because there are men literally in here and around the courtyard who are going to shoot them as they're walking the square. And they're going to walk right past this and they're going to get shot in the side. Watch. Just watch. Any second now. Don't embarrass me, game. Yeah, see? Bada boom. Just shoot them right in the side. Oh, why is the sound glitching out? But as they come in here, you're going to have troops, being able to shoot them from the side. But Russia does seem to be doing a decent job of taking this LOC so far. Only lost a couple troops. And I actually imagine they'll take that pretty easily here. We do have some Russian cav pushing forward, getting dangerously close to the French lines. Artillery already firing here. Hussars. Oh, actually, France is going to throw forward some dragoons. And Russia was not prepared for that whatsoever. And this is definitely not going to go well for those poor Hussars. Now, there is some UK cavalry, some light cav, like light dragoons from the UK. They are going to actually try to save their ally, but not going to work. And they are probably going to get their butts out of there. As some Carabiniers going to countercharge, try to scare off the coalition cav. We are seeing a general advance. Now, it does look like 9-point or 10-point France, Österreich, actually is pushed over here on the left. He does have Cuirassier. Ooh. Saw some guard Cuirassier. Look at these guys. Oh, yeah. Love those uniforms. And then more dragoons. These are definitely a very good quality dragoon unit. But yeah, France is going to start pushing. They're kind of trying to maybe make a semicircle, make it harder for the coalition to advance. Because honestly, the coalition has not made super massive advances right now. They seem to be kind of slow and steady, I guess. But they aren't being very, very quick to advance. We do have some Russian guard units, 2 of them. Skirmishers as well, more cavalry. We have not seen the UK infantry yet. Just more and more Austrians. But they are going to get their artillery pushed up. It did look like the French, yeah, they have a lot of artillery already ready to throw forward, you know, stop the coalition in their tracks if need be. The infantry's advancing in force. You do have some skirmishers out in front. Oh, excuse me, we seem to have a sound problem. Let's see if we can't fix that. Nope, not fixing it apparently today. I don't know what's wrong with it. Sometimes it just happens. I do hear some shots being fired. We'll maybe have to switch it back again. Sometimes you have to give it a second. But I mean, you know, if you don't have the roll of musket fire, it's not satisfying. There we go. Still, I don't see all of the, they're gonna get a nice volley off, though. This, skirmisher unit, well, they're not gonna be too excited about facing against Austrian infantry. Now, there is French infantry that is gonna be pushing up. Kind of see it through the trees. Some Trilliers. Some light infantry, and they are pushing forward in force. Plenty. I see even some Bavarian lines mixed in with those French line infantry. It looks like Austria, well, Russia, I don't know. Russia, if I say Austria or Russia, you know what I mean. It's either or. But they were pushing it maybe to get a little more aggressive, but with France kind of pushing forward aggressively as well, you know, not going to do as well. You're hearing some regular volleys, though. Over here, France is forming up because Russia... Ooh, let's see if I can keep my factions straight in this battle. Russia has pushed forward some light infantry, and you know that they have some guard units just waiting. Oh, yeah, and the UK as well. So it does look like, though, this... Ooh, we have a cav charge going in against the Austrian line. Now, Austria was able to form a square, and that's going to stop that. Got the Chevalier, the Prince... Is that Prince Clemens? No, Prince Friedrich. And it looks like Russia also had some cavalry maybe tried to stop. Now, this square is still receiving quite a bit of fire here, so not, you know, the ideal place for them to be staying, and they do break. They probably were a sacrificial, you know, sacrificial line. We do have Spain now setting up. They have artillery, so it looked like Austria maybe was just forming up just to kind of, you know, hold them back while Spain set up. You have the UK also setting up over here, skirmishers, setting up with another Austria, Russia. Now, it's going to be pretty hard to keep the two Austria-Russias, you know, apart, because I do believe, unless I'm mistaken, there's two of them. Although maybe not. You know, actually, it is just one army. My apologies. There is a Russian army, a Russian-Austrian army, a Spain, and a UK. The Russia-Austria is just kind of trying to be in a couple places at once. Now, we do have cavalry trying to charge through. France getting charged, though. They tried squeezing through that gap, and their Prince Friedrich Chevaliers got a charge in the flank as they tried snaking their way through this small little gap using the river, and they break immediately. Spain now takes over the line fight as France... Well, they are getting up close and personal. They have not tried anything for melee. And keep in mind, they have heavy cav ready to charge in, but they don't seem to be wanting to do that yet. Now, obviously, they're going to have to be very careful. Depending on what Spain brought, Spain could definitely outshoot them. But that has yet to be determined. We have not really seen more than a couple volleys exchanged. It's kind of too soon. The UK are going to be setting up. Looks like they're actually going for this flank, but further to the left, we are having a Russian advance, like strictly Russia. And, you know, actually to keep the Russia, Austria, and Russia apart, I'm just going to call them Austria and these guys Russia. That way, you know, we don't get the two confused. So it looks like Russia may be pushing up the flank. France does not have anything yet whatsoever. Their reinforcing army, the 8 point, is way in the back. And it does look like... yeah, we're not going to have a reinforcing... Let's see, because it's Flanders. Flanders looks like they're setting up in the center, with Österreich actually engaging Spain in Austria. So, Ryan actually has the work cut out for them. They're going to be engaging at least 2 factions, potentially. Maybe a mixture of 3. It doesn't look like the UK are going to be pushing over to help out on this flank. They don't want to start losing for sure on here. Both sides probably have artillery. I imagine that it will start firing. Yep, artillery set up over here. Artillery set up on this hill. And here is the UK, the mass of their army. Now on the center, advancing. Look at that. Taking forward the King's colors. Russia has their best shooters here in the center of their guard and light infantry. Looks like France does have an artillery piece, an 8-pounder. That is going to be helping out with this fight. Probably can easily start focusing down the small UK units, and that can actually be quite a painful thing for the UK to deal with. You see France setting up their guns. Oh man, this angle that France has on this UK line is going to start devastating them. I would even tell France to stay there to make sure these guys stay in place, because look at this. Look at how fast they are striking down the UK. UK better get themselves out of there. They're going to start losing troops extremely, extremely fast. Now this fight is extending all the way into the river. I'm not sure what I feel about this push through the water. May not be the greatest decision here. Spain can stand on dry land, and when you're in water, you actually slow down on your reload and firing. And actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I may be mistaken, you actually take some fatigue standing in the water so long, firing and reloading. Fatigue happens much faster. And I don't see a whole lot of a French reserve line, which is fine for now. The coalition doesn't really have one either, although Spain had plenty of reserves, and you saw they were able to react quickly to the French push. Now France does have all their cav over here, but man, they actually are starting to take some losses in this line fight against Spain, and they're gonna actually fall back. Oh, Russia! If Russia pushes forward super aggressively very early on, they could get a huge gain on this flank. I mean, the UK haven't even started pushing. I'm surprised they haven't. They could start shredding up the center 4 regiments. You know, like just push forward, have Russia push forward. Oh, it'd be beautiful. They could cave this flank. Force reinforcements have to shift over. Now I do see cavalry shifting over, maybe to up on that side. The UK, I think, are wasting an opportunity here. Their infantry are just kind of soaking up shots without really taking any. They're taking losses without giving damage. Spain holding beautifully. Hopefully they have their cavalry set up. It looks like they always have light cav, so France could definitely flex their cav strength that they have, which, I mean, they have some good cavalry. Just this alone, not even including the Cuirassier Guard, is enough. And they also have their guard infantry shifting over, so they are probably going to make a hard push on the Spanish flank. Spain's going to have to make some decisions here very quickly on. It does look like Rhine is falling back. They have decided with this Russian flank, it is not worth it to attack. That is actually a very good call in my opinion. You don't want to get outflanked. Russia will have to march longer. Their troops are not as fast. And they don't seem to be moving very quickly. They seem to be taking a lot of delays with their advance. They should put their guys, like, tell them to march all the way to here. They can always stop them, you know, here. But, you know, that way if they're multitasking in other places, you know, they don't have troops just standing there. Oh man, the UK are just letting the French destroy these small line infantry. These guys are probably like 100 men, if even that. And France is focusing them down, which is exactly what you should do against the UK. Skirmishers and artillery, you will start to break UK troops very quickly, mainly just because they're so small. A couple shots, and look, they're fighting. This is what the UK should do. And obviously, I don't know. Ooh, never mind. Hold that thought. We can talk about what the UK should do later, because the French have gone in on melee on the French, or on the Spanish, sorry. And there's some cav running now. Spain is actually in danger. Oh, the chefs are just going on the bayonet with that square. Easy win. Just start bayonet charging them. The cavalry is finally going to engage here. Not super, not going super well, although France may have overcommitted here. You can see they're actually getting charged by some dragoons now when they're already engaged. And one of their units actually broke. The Prince Friedrich did break. Spain falling back, they have a reserve they're going to use to react to this flank. The UK actually should pull back, in my opinion, sit back here and be at like the striking arm of this Spanish force. Over on this side, it's just now an advance here. France has definitely way over, like they've put their lines way back to kind of absorb this huge flank that the coalition is having. And they have Egypt now pushing over to help out that flank. This troops in the town... Sorry, my voice is starting to die. I had to drink something. This force in the town could probably actually push out the road and put some more pressure on this flank. They're doing nothing here. In fact, this whole line is doing nothing. Don't face troops against ghost armies. There's nothing here, I guarantee you. Now, this flank did have a raging cav fight once again. The Cuirassiers and Dragoons, they're able to meet the Spanish. This Spanish cav charge, though, may have saved part of the Spanish army, because they are throwing themselves right in front of all this cavalry. And if Spain plays their cards, or oh, they broke. If France should be really smart here. They will not charge right now. If he would get volleyed right in the face. Let the infantry maybe actually push for this flank right here. They're going to go in again. And that's a good cav charge right there. Now followed up with some infantry, and you will be king of the hill, or king of the battlefield here. General for Spain pushing up. But here we go. France is going to throw forward a lot of troops. Start, maybe, yeah, they're going to throw up even more cavalry as well. Beautifully done. What's happening over here? I'm just making sure nothing's really actually happening. Artillery maybe going to get charged, but we cannot miss the action here, guys. Spain breaking once again. France is going to line up and try to get a volley off, and Chasseur is going to charge past and stop these guys from firing.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
More calves cycling in and out. Oh, so the UK Netherlands sent in their horse dragoons. Nice square against the cavalry of France. This UK cav showing up actually may throw a hitch in the plans for the French. This is some really good cav, and it is fresh. It looks like they may have another one pushing over as well. So, you know, teammates definitely reacting well with each other, seeing where they're needed, and throwing, you know, more cav over. If the UK can, they should get that cav out of there before it gets just absolutely destroyed. But here we go, guys. The Russians and the UK finally squaring up. And Ryan finally getting engaged here. So far into the battle, they may have actually managed to delay so long that they may actually not have to fight very long before Spain gets crushed. Although, to their credits, the coalition is definitely putting up quite a fight. They are not giving an easy victory to the French. I mean, like I said, this cav from the UK is saving the day here. Imagine if this cav could react and move and be hitting the Spanish retreat. Definitely not happening. And now the UK can get their cav out of there. Some Spanish cav is over here. Now this UK horse guard may break. Maybe. Although Spain is cycling some of their cavalry in to maybe save the UK. They may still break. Yeah. But you can see France actually is not as close to the Spanish as they would like to be right now. Spain pulled themselves back really quickly. And that's looking very good. Now, the one problem with Ryan can bring a lot, guys. Quite a bit. But their troops aren't the greatest quality. They're beefy, but not the greatest quality. The one thing that I think Russia's doing to help them is Russia's trying to outshoot them. Russia probably should be trying to close in from melee. Like, put a column here and put 2 or 3 infantry behind. Get some heavy cav if you have it, or even dragoons. Oh, yeah, they have heavy cav. Go for Ryan. Ryan doesn't have squares usually. I guarantee you like half these units probably don't have squares, if any. Yeah, look at that. No squares. No squares whatsoever. Always hit the Rhine if you can. And the way to distinguish Rhine is they have the striped you know, vests and pants. It's easy. Hit them with cav and infantry. They're getting shredded up over here, though. Just absolutely toasted. The UK is shifting over more forces because France is starting to push forward a little bit more.
Our men are
The
running.
one nice thing that Spain has is this LOC. This LOC they can anchor off of. It's not going to be an easy victory or an easy win for the French so long as this LOC is shooting them in the flank, in the back as they're pushing forward. Spain seems to be content now to hold the forest. They do have cav support. And France, they do as well, but there's not a lot of it left. Unfortunately, they lost most of it in that initial cav engagement. They broke a lot of units, but, you know, it didn't seem to work too well. I am concerned that this Russia is going to... They're going to try to shoot. They're going to try to outshoot the enemy. And the one thing that Ryan has is masses of infantry to tank. They can tank a lot of damage so long as that's all it is volleys back and forth. Especially if it's Russia firing. Russia's accuracy and reloading skill, how fast they can fire, is about the same. So, ooh, that's some nice howitzer shots. This artillery, though, this is going to save the day here. And I guarantee you the UK actually... Oh, look at this. These skirmishers are shredding this UK line. And I said... French are playing well against the UK. They know what to do. Skirmishers, artillery, focus them down. They will die. They may take, you know, a chunk out of you. Oh, man, Spain's actually breaking here. Spain's having a tough time. But they are not mass routing, guys. They are doing service to their ally. They are holding, gritting their teeth, and holding as best they can. This artillery hopefully is turning and firing. Yeah, it's firing over here now, so that may help a little bit. Ooh. Oh, I thought there was bayonet. I thought it was the French line for a split second. Now it's like, oh, they're charging. I want to see. Ooh, we have a cav charge, though, over here. Oh, what is happening? What's happening? Russia, don't blob up your cav. They blobbed them all up in one engagement, and they got flanked and just totally destroyed. And look at this, guys. Like I said, Russia can't shoot, and they're shooting. That's unfortunate. Bring some Prussians. If you want a Russia 9, I've talked about it. I have a video about a Russia 9 build. If you want Russia 9, and you want to be able to shoot, then you got to bring like light infantry in Prussian infantry. They have really good shooting. But look at this. They just mass route immediately. That is so unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. But, you know, it happens. Russia 9 is a fun faction to play, but they are finicky. If you don't have the right strategy or the right, you know, army for, you know, what you're trying to do, it will bite you back real fast. Real fast. Now, we do have a bayonet charge. France sending in their Grens, as well as infantry just going for the house here. Russians are going to hold the house. France is actually seeming to be winning here against Spain. They are giving them the cold steel, and it's working beautifully for them now. And this battle, I think, is definitely swinging in favor of the French by a huge landslide, having two enemy factions just mass rout. And here, these are crossairs from Russia trying to engage here. Where's the other Russian crossairs? Yeah, look at this. This heavy cav should be trying to save their army. And quite honestly, it should be going for melee somewhere. You can't just... I mean, you should save it for a little while, but at this point, you got to make some big plays and save your army. I mean, Russia is pushing their troops back, and they do have some reserves. A guard unit, too. Wow, this is like a 239-man unit or whatever it is. But they need some cav to be defensive to save their infantry here. It's getting laggy, and the gunshots aren't showing up anymore. Spain is gone. Cavalry now trying to save the day, but France is going to get a volley here. I'm actually going to... Apologies once again for, you know, screwing up the experience, trying to get the gunshot to come back. There's so much happening when it comes to melee that I don't know if actually we're going to get the shooting back. Which is pretty rare. That actually usually fixes it. There we go, it's coming back. Oh, another huge cav charge. The Cavalry Guard, maybe they brought Cavalry Guard, I can't actually tell, is trying to save their lines here. Russia has set up a defensive formation here. And you can see the rest of the coalition kind of pulling back just a little bit, but they seem to just be losing everywhere. At this point, it's just a downhill fight. A very slow downhill fight, but a downhill fight all the same. And they gotta be careful here. They're fighting right in front of the Russian infantry. If Russia turned this guard unit, they could pour in a volley or two and just destroy this French cav. And actually, they may still, no matter even.
Our men
Oh, that's. Oh man, they just lost their cav. That's unfortunate. I mean, they're still gonna win, but you know, it just slows things down for them. Spain is being pretty stubborn here, man. They are clinging on. They have pulled back yet again with what's remaining of their army. With their ally, they're falling back. They do have an artillery position. Maybe they're just going to fall back and try to use that to their advantage once again. I can't say they played terribly. You know, they didn't. Oh, look at this. Oh, the Dragonards. These guys aren't going to break. The poor Austrians have to face these guys. This Imperial Guard regiment of sorts. And we do have a general that was killed here. So, oh, what? Spain went in behind the French and took out a general. Oof. You know, they're just being a pest in the side now of the French. I mean, the French like, I can't beat them, and they keep killing units. Now Russia's actually making quite a last stand to be remembered. The infantry are pushing forward. You do have, you know, Egypt and the Rhine, I believe, all on this side. Maybe it's just Egypt. Yeah, just Egypt now focusing down the Russian side here. We do have a bayonet charge, a little bit risky with no cav to support them, but Russia probably will break. I mean, their units are probably exhausted. The units are probably already like wavering. Oh, and Russia has so much artillery that isn't even deployed yet. If France moves fast enough, then it's going to be over. They don't have any cav either defending this line from the bayonet charges that the French keep throwing at them. Now, if they can get this artillery up and start blasting away at the French before the French make a decisive push, you know, that could go very well for them. Oh, they're going front charges on the Russians. It seems to be going very well for them. Russia's not getting any good volleys off to kind of defend that charge. Throwing up their artillery as quickly as possible. It's probably not going to work here. The line has now bent back, and, you know, the coalition is redlining all over the place. Oh, we have maybe some cavalry charging in? Oh, no, that's the general. But unfortunately, this artillery, they're going to go kaput. There's nothing that's going to stop them from killing the French. At this point, France is just worn away at this small line. They're just mass routing. Like I said, I think the Russian 9 just, their strategy didn't work. I'm not sure what the strategy was planned. Oh, man. France is just going to... Ooh. See, the canister is not even killing the French. Ooh, actually this one will. Nah, they're just killing Russians. Typical Russia, killing their own retreating troops, you know? World War II, you know, it wasn't a stretch. They obviously did it once before. But yeah, this flank is totally rolled back. The UK are falling back. But they're falling back to, you know, not the greatest looking things look dire over here as well. Flanders is fun because you can bring a lot of these kind of units. Chasseurs, you can bring like the Grenadiers. It's a lot of fun to bring Flanders. 9-point France Flanders. Definitely encourage, if you want to play France, check them out. They're fun. Oh, look at the last stand of the Russian Guard. Oh, these guys making a brave last stand. It's not going to last much longer, though. They are just circling the drain. They're not even going to be firing at this point. They're always going to be readjusting. They'll get a couple shots up, but they're just going to keep recycling troops around to fill up the square, and they are going to tie to a ring of fire. Oh, we have some UK Cav trying to stop the Dragoons here from Flanders.
We have killed their general, sir.
A general has been slain. But there is a French bayonet charge trying to go for the artillery piece. Cavalry stopped it from Austria. LOCs, though, have been taken. France definitely seems to be taking a lot of these LOCs. Oh, no. Artillery, turn and face up. I don't know if they're going to get a shot off in time. Maybe. Maybe they'll fire in time. Depends if they're reloading or not. Oh, yes, they're going to get shot off. Oh, poor Spain. They've not caught a break. That is unfortunate. Looks like the only true reinforcing army left is the UK. Like I said, a little bit of Spain here. It's just kind of a desperate last stand. France is, oh, these poor guard, they're not making it. They got hit by artillery and they're getting shot to pieces by some Austrians. So like I said, things kind of being restabilized here. France has gotten pretty torn up fighting the coalition here, so still a close match. Oh, Carabinieri is going to go for that artillery piece. They'll make it. The saving grace of this battle definitely is going to be Egypt. Egypt has not taken a whole lot of losses. They were very near the end of the game when they made their appearance, or near the end. Oh, we finally may have a heavy cav engagement.
Our men are running, sir.
Dang, Russia actually is throwing back the Egypt that is trying to bayonet charge him. At this point, man, it's just France wading through the poor Russians. It's like, I get it, Russia's your enemy, but holy cow. Like, you know, how badly do you want them dead? The destruction just keeps... This destruction keeps going. And this heavy cav definitely is making it painful for Ryan. Like I said, Ryan doesn't have very many squares, if any at all. We do have more Ryan troops replenishing the front line, where they took some losses. Egypt now patching up some of the gaps that the coalition made in the Ryan's line. And, you know, the real question is, can the coalition still win this? And the answer is they can. They definitely could. It depends on what the French do, how they push forward, if they wait for Egypt to make their way from this far side of running down, you know, Russia. Are they going to push up? They're being a little slow in the advance still. Obviously, they got most of the forces left in the fight. They just got to roll around and take this flank. So we may actually have an artillery piece finally getting charged. This poor UK is probably going to make it. And finally, the French artillery is going to die. The rest of Österreich is probably going to make their stand around this LOC. Spain is still on the field. They have some troops left, shockingly, and artillery. But the main fight's happening here with Austria holding down the main part of this line. Some guard units along with the UK, they're holding. But Egypt is rolling in. Egypt has such massive regiments left. You got some Saxon, Bavarian, and French troops all rushing over to engage in this fight. They're getting caught. They do form a square, though, with the Trilliers. This looks like quite the mess, doesn't it? Look at this UK. Like their lines are so bare thin, but they are still trying to hold up against Egypt. They are not going to win. I mean, Egypt just has too many troops. These guys are probably exhausted. They're probably tired. They've been fighting for a very long time. And they're probably going to start dropping very quickly. Maybe not super quickly, but they will start dropping. And yep, France is going to fall back. We do still have 19, basically 20 minutes left in this replay, guys. So it is still technically anyone's game. Still think the French are going to win this, but they are not going to be. They are not going to win very easily. Like it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Although I think France should maybe try going for some bayonet charge alongside. But look at this, stinking eat Spain. They have been alive this entire time. They won't die. They literally refuse to die. Props. You know, oh, we have like actually cav charge back here as well.
Our men are running for.
Dragoons harassing the French rear. Maybe gonna go for some generals. Who knows? France has more troops on the battlefield by far. It's just a question of, you know, what gives first. Oh no, a general. Oh no.
Our men are running.
Spain has killed 2 French generals. I literally has killed 2 of them. That is cav well spent. Are they gonna go on a rampage for another one? The Spanish rampage. Sir, every time I'm like, man, the coalition keep magically having more and more troops appear. But this line is becoming a thin red line. Come on, France. It's in the bag.
Our men are running, sir.
That's, oh, they're, yep, dang. They are still in this now. I think these Carabineers are finally going to break that annoying Spanish cav unit. And so their rear is secure. But what is happening here? The UK are cav charging in. Spain is actually making a move. More cavalry now from the coalition is pushing up. What madness. Spain is going for a bayonet charge. What? When I was talking about bayonet charge, I was talking about France doing it, not Spain.
Our men are running.
Oh no, did they form a square? They did form a square, but still, the morale is becoming very, very shaky for the France, Egypt. I don't know if they lost their general. Oh man. Oh man. Now there's this little blobby. It's 3 units on 1. I don't know if they're super depleted, maybe. I don't know, but you know. France now is on the defense. Oh my gosh, they are losing again. Or losing for the first time here. The cavalry of the coalition is actually making a comeback. They are charging in. Can they form a square? Form a square. No. Oh no. I'm seeing the flags of Spain waving triumphantly, advancing. I see a lot of Frenchmen running. Oh no. This is not good. The UK Netherlands has some of the best cavalry for the cheapest out of all the UK. And it is very good, as you can see. It's done quite a bit of damage here. Now the crazy thing is Russia can still, or not Russia, France could still win this. They just gotta watch out for Spain hitting once again with the enemy cavalry. Because they are shredding up this UK. Just gotta push, like this line here should push up a ton. This all should push up, there's a gap right here. That's where I'd hit. There's some skirmishers there. Screw it, you know, who cares? It's a little bit of skirmishers. Push up the rest of this line really nice and close. You'll butcher the UK. You gotta do before Spain gets up. Over here it does look like we may have a bayonet charge, but if the UK can face you while you're trying to charge them, they will execute you in UK style. With the humming of machine guns. What a roller coaster of emotions you would have to be going through in this battle. Like, we're winning, we're losing, we're winning, we're losing. Oh no, we're winning, losing again. Winning slash losing. When you win, when you start winning slash losing the battle. You know? I think the secret, like the player that actually secretly has done quite well and would surprise you is Spain. Like I thought Spain was doing the greatest, but they seem to just actually, they didn't like do a super crazy play in the very beginning. They just kind of stayed alive long enough to then near the end be able to do some good game-winning, you know, plays. We do have a French cav unit here. They're fresh. Throw them in, you know. It's just gonna. I'm gonna start fast forwarding here. You know, I can't wait that long. Yeah. The volleys. Like I said, the coalition is starting to cave in here.
The men of
Still, though,
must rest a while.
that's a very, very, very bloody victory that France will have. They're not gonna have a lot left. Now they are just out shooting, and they're doing quite a good job of it. They're out shooting the coalition. There is cavalry still hovering. Man, France is like, not again. They don't want the enemy cav to hit them, but it's starting to hover. And they don't have squares. They have 2, but not a lot of squares here. But the coalition is running out of time to make a, you know, a play here. Ooh, we have a cav charge. Yes! Oh, no. Beautifully done. The general may die, but they're going to form up. The coalition is definitely starting to break. And this may be it for this blue horse. They're going to get their last little licks in, I guess you'd say, before they run. The Spanish are getting just absolutely destroyed now. The French have just pushed forward in mass on that side. And, yep, there it is. That's the battle. there's 1 or 2 brave units left. I'm going to fast forward at this point. Man, what a fight. That was a good fight. I really enjoyed that one. Both sides played very well. And I think the biggest thing was just Russia 9 getting hit pretty hard by those cav charges and bayonet charges.
General, sir. Now they must break.
And they were losing the line fight. It looked like they were losing the line fight. So I'm going to see if I can find the results for this one. But you can see here, this is France, Egypt. I did very well, 223, 209, and then in the hundreds for some of their kills. Some of their units didn't get any kills, but that's okay. You know, they were the reinforcing army. So, all right, let me pull up the results real fast. All right, guys, so here are the results. This one was sent in, like I said, the Egypt, which was Ordo. Thank you for the replay. You can see, man, they had some pretty equal kills here. You have Isaiah with 1232, Jordan with 1672. You have Ordo, like I said, 1453, and then Mickey with 792 on the other side. Cookie with 1402, Big Nuba with 1369, Earl Galway with 790, and then Richard with 402. Playing as Russia, and then of course Spain and Netherlands, and then Austria, Russia. Still a very good game. Well done. Kudos to all the players. They all fought well. But yeah, that'll be the video again. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.